Hi guys, it's pretty much first thing in the morning. I have a lot of things to do today. I wanted to go jogging, but I was like, I have to do a water scrying reading now. It's Lionsgate coming up. I'm not sure how I feel about Lionsgate as an energy portal, but let's say that this is a Lionsgate energies reading. I do think if one of you has been really thinking, oh, I want to get a water scrying reading, I might have been feeling your energy. In which case, please just get the reading rather than thinking about it for ages, because then I get that feeling of like I have to do it and I'm so busy. But I'm going to do one anyway, and I'm not going to do it as piles or anything. It's going to be like an oracle where you guys can skip on the timeline and see where you land. Now, with these general readings, this is not like getting a personal reading. So your responsibility in this reading is finding the bits that resonate with you. I'm just going to channel the information I get, which will probably be for multiple people. So you need to then kind of listen to it and discern which bits are for you. And that is your kind of role in this process. Okay, so take what resonates, listen, that is your part in this. All right. You can skip on the timeline, see where you land, or you can listen to the whole thing. I've set an alarm. This is going to be only a 30-minute reading because I have loads of stuff to do. But I was very cool to do it, and I have an agreement. If I get that feeling, I will do the readings. Now, also, please be cautious, all of you, that you're protecting your energy well. I had a mild psychic attack recently, not to do with my energy, but to do with energies from clients. I think one or two in particular who hadn't protected their energy enough, and it seeped through when I was doing their readings and because I'd been tired. So please, everyone, also pay attention to protecting your energies and be sure that you know what you're kind of doing when you're doing readings. It's not just all like for fun. It's dealing with serious energies, okay? So I'm going to do a protection part of this now, and all of you might want to listen to this rather than skipping ahead of it to get this protection. Ancestors of blood, ancestors of spirit, you are honoured, all are mourned, all are remembered. I call my beloved dead to this gateway. Only those that wish me well may enter, and in this process aid me. Archangel Michael, putting me in a bubble of love, light and protection throughout this. Please create a strong auric field around me, barring me from any dense or negative energies. Out with darkness, into light. All darkness returns to the maker and source. Its rebound hits with tenfold force. My enemies have no power over me. This is my will, so mote it be. Transmuting any dark, dense energies into the light. Sending peace, love, and protection out, surrounding me with peace, love, and protection as I connect into the energies for this reading. Keep all energies out of my aura, but allow me to channel clear messages for the highest good of the collective who sees this across all time and space, past, present, future, showing all chances, changes, possibilities, probabilities, anything that needs to come through for the collective today's spirit, but keeping me safe and protected, my gatekeeper guide, keeping me safe and protected, connecting into my higher self, my team of light, my angels, ancestors and guides, closing down the energies, restoring the auric fields, and wrapping us in universal love, light and protection at the end of the reading. It's interesting that I was like, I have to do water scrying, because water scrying is not the quickest reading because it's very poetic. It's not like clear messages. So someone wanted a water scrying reading or needs it. And I do know you guys like these. I will get tarot maybe towards the end if I need to. Okay, what is the message for the collective? I'm getting something of, it's almost like a conga train I'm seeing. It's an energetic thing of carrying the energies of the people that came before. So I guess that's ancestral work, isn't it? But I think there's something to do with needing to release from that train of energy. So, I mean, a lot of my clients, I suggest Akashic resets. You should listen to them more than once, but there could be something going on with that, where there's a need to detach from past, and it doesn't even need to be like that. It could just be like, because I'm reading for a lot of you, it could be like past relationships, you're carrying something forward. But I do think for all of the people listening, there's something to do with not carrying forward the energy of the past. Even if you want the future with these people, with your family, with this person, you can have that without carrying it forward. There's something though that is toxic, because I'm getting black showing up in the wax. Hang on, it's a bit hot. I'll show you in a second. See that black? There's some toxicity. To me, that almost looks like an insect or a beetle. And it's not to say that the insects are dirty. They're close to the earth though. So it's almost reminding me of a dung beetle in alchemy, which is all to do with transformation. It's to do with the rotting down of the shadow. I can't remember what else the dung beetle, but it's in my temperance card. It's to do with healing out of trauma, basically. The light where the crack where the light enters and all of that. The oyster shell forming the pearl out of the parasitic intrusion. But dung beetle may be something you want to look up in terms of like a spirit animal and a sign and symbol. But in general, the insects are close to the ground, so there may be a need to ground as well. What else? I'm getting a lot of leaking, so your energy may be leaking. You may have bits of your aura or bits of your energy. I mean, when we share soul families, it is literally like bits of our energy in other places or people. I mean, let's not get into that whole how soul families work, but we're basically connected energetically and a bit scattered. But also there could be some soul retrieval needed here, where you've got fragmented bits of yourself. And you know what it's making me think of is like when something traumatic happens and people kind of like disassociate from their body, and this is more psychological, and they kind of deal with it by not being present in their body throughout the experience, whatever it is. It need not be a physical thing. It could just be verbal, like people arguing when you were a child, and to get out of the vibe of it, you would disassociate and kind of go out of the body. But energetically, we can do that. Fragments of our soul can splinter off in trauma. And you need to retrieve them because they almost get a bit depleted, or it's just not good for these soul fragments to be scattered. So you might want to do a meditation where you imagine yourself like a beautiful glowing light, and you're calling back your soul fragments, and they're coming back to you like stars. That could be quite important for maybe for everyone here. I'm sure we all have bits of ourselves that are scattered, but it's like, as well as our bits being scattered, we are carrying forward other bits from other people. So there's a need to kind of cut cords with that to protect your own energy. If you have had a cord cutting meditation from me, you should listen to it regularly. And you can just ask Archangel Michael to cut any cords as well. But as you can see from how the candle's burning, there is something here that needs to be released. I feel for some of you may not want to release it. When you've carried something for a long time, it becomes something you nurse. It becomes familiar. And there's something of the familiar being carried forward and not allowing for something new. But it has just, it twisted off. It reminds me of twisting an apple from a tree. Or like when I'm taking the old dead leaves off my avocado plant, right? When I twist them, they come off easily. So this is about being able to separate from these energies without causing yourself harm. And cleanly twisting them away. And then I'm hearing twist and shout. So, I mean, that's from a very specific era, that song, which may be significant. I mean, I guess that for some people that could be a childhood time. I'm getting a poodle. It's reminding me of a kind of poodle charm from that sort of like 50s, 60s. So for some of you, this could be to do with grandparents, or depending on your age, it's something nostalgic to do with childhood, and to do with, there's something slightly kitsch. So maybe that's just for one person, that kind of charm necklace vibe may be very significant. But again, it's like those charm, I'm getting it now, sorry, because sometimes like it takes me a while. Those charm things, they are literally like trinkets that we keep. Some of you may be holding on to objects which are loaded with people's energy, and you may not want to release them, but you know you need to release the person or something. I'm not saying you need to get rid of those things, but you may want to cleanse them. Okay, now someone did ask me recently how to properly cleanse, and I don't have time to answer spiritual questions like that outside of readings, but I have a special listing on my Etsy, which is my cheapest one, which is just for questions like how to properly cleanse things, because it will be different for each. I mean, in general, you cleanse with like sage or with music, with healing heart, with my singing bowl, things like that. Or with intention, but also it depends on the circumstance and whether you've been having like psychic attacks and stuff. You need to do something a bit different. So if you do have questions like that about these things, maybe I've answered it already on the channel. I know I did some short videos about like things like protecting your space and things like that. I also have a video on psychic attacks if anyone is feeling quite drained. It doesn't have to be something major. It can just be someone sending you energy. But for some of you, it's just something from the past that needs to be properly cleansed. But in general, you can do it through things like Palo Santo sage, holy water, sea salt, all of that stuff. But yeah, I do have a listing if you guys have questions, because these days I'm so busy. I need to stop being burnt out. I need to have better energetic boundaries with my clients, because then I won't be getting psychic attacks and stuff when it's not to do with me. But it's something I'm working on, because as an empath you want to give and give and give, and because I'm sharing this could be something that a lot of you do as well. So there's a need for firm energetic boundaries. It's becoming so beautiful, this. I don't know whether you guys can see, but it's like a landscape. I feel like there's some kind of like landscape in life that it's like a map that you're kind of on a journey, you're discovering the land, and it may not be a straightforward path. And, readings in general are a bit like a map, a road map showing you ways things can go, but you can always shift them through, you can't shift every lesson, but you can always ask for it to be gentler, but you can shift things through manifestation and through your own agency. But this is a beautiful landscape I'm getting. Some of you may actually be going on a journey where you go hiking, or you're in some kind of landscape. For others of you, this does feel like quite a lot of accumulated stuff that you're trying to work through, but I do feel that there's going to be a path through it, and you need to follow the way that is easy to you, because some of this is very blocked off, and some of it there's an easy pathway through. And so in general, when things are difficult or they feel blocked, it may not be meant for you, and there's a need to accept that and to go a different way where it's easy and you're in flow with the energies. I send love and light out into the world. Let's get some cards now. Okay. What is it that they need to know, please, Spirit, and be as fast as possible with this for me. Share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. One sec. The cards were really jumping. For some of you, there may have been an experience where you did feel like something very unfair happened to you, and that split of the soul that I was getting. It could be that you never really spoke of your experience, or you never really, you kind of just internalized that or lost bits of yourself, and it's about coming back now. And do you see how she's almost like got all these stars in her outfit? I was saying that meditation of calling back the stars. Now, not all of these cards look like that with these starry, and I don't know if it will kind of, can you see it? But yeah, maybe there's something, and it's not that you need to necessarily actually talk to anyone. Maybe you just need to journal this out. Remember, what you resist persists, but what you allow yourself to feel, you're healing. So, and look guys, I'm not making it up. Protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. Fuck me. I mean, that's literally the whole topic of this. Someone who's watching this, they need to really do this thing. You're probably a client of mine. Maybe I've said it to you already. You need to listen. And maybe it's a message for me as well, of course. But I'm getting, this is more of intended for you guys. And I did my protection so that this message is not for me. But there is a need to retrieve these bits of your soul and to call back your power. Cut cords. I have a cord cutting meditation in my Etsy. Soul retrieval. But there's a need to protect your energy, I'm telling you. Get grounded. Highly sensitives, empaths connect with nature. Grounding. The beetle. I mean, it's good that it's so clear because I am in a rush. I have a lot of things I want to do today. So I have a grounding meditation on my Etsy as well, but in general, just being in touch with the earth. I mean, one of the things I want to do today is I want to make some ceramic sculptures. And for me, like, just the process of being with the clay is grounding. I'm not saying that everyone needs to do that, but find your own thing where you can ground every day, even if it's just attending to your house plants. Okay? There's always a way you can connect with grounding energy. You don't need to be in a field by a stream, but if you can, I mean, that's pretty nice. Emotions are running high. Yeah, I do think emotions are running high, and that's why you need to do this. Your commitment is being tested. Now, that may be commitment to yourself, to an ideal, to a project. It may be that you're dealing with someone who's in a commitment, or you're in a commitment and you're wanting to be with someone else. I don't know. You'll know. That's where it's up to you guys to work that one out. But don't let your past hold you back. That's also what I was getting, right? With the chain, the ancestral chain. Yeah, there's a need to leave that past. The answers you need are coming. So there's something about speaking your truth, but also getting the answers you need. And as I said, speaking your truth can be writing a letter that you burn. It doesn't mean, you know, there may be toxic people that you don't want to have a conversation with, but you can do it in a kind of astral way. And in my cord cutting meditation, there's a bit of it where you do have inner conversation with someone before you cut the cord, because it's often very necessary. Mirror who or what is triggering you. So there may be mirrored energies here. Projections. Take a break. So some of you may need to have a rest, especially if you're feeling burnt out and tired. Where are you being called to journey to? Some of you may be called to the water, you know, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. It feels like there's maybe this energy, this Lionsgate energy is going to be a portal energy where we are going, you know, energetically going through a bit of a tunnel, going through a sewer. Out of the dung heap, we can grow something new. You know, it is transformative. What else? Go the distance. Maybe for some of you, there's something about actually moving location, leaving something, or needing to know that something is going to be possible to last. You'll have to work out which message that is for you. But for some of you, I do think moving. And then this is a very good card to have here, peace. With the dove, with the white feather. Maybe some of you will get a white feather as a sign of peace and protection, especially if you ask for peace and protection. Imagine. This is about manifestation. This is about dreaming the new future for yourself. You know, literally pulling down the energy of the moon. Not just accepting the past and replaying those past patterns, but actually rewriting the future for yourself. For some of you, be careful what you're consuming on social media, YouTube, general readings, or maybe you're looking at someone's, you know, looking at someone from a distance. For some of you, they may be looking at you. And for some of you, and don't take this unless it resonates and get freaked out, someone could be sending you energy in an, you know, a psychic attack can be as simple as someone just looking at something you post and thinking like nastily about it. It doesn't have to be a big elaborate thing, but it can be someone intentionally sending energies at the other end of the scale. But just be sure that you're only sending out positive energies as well. The universe wants you to take a leap of faith and to leave behind anything that is constricting and difficult, because it's not meant for you. And then it's a process of co-creation with the universe to create what you want. I've just realized I haven't used my tarot cards. How strange. How strange is that? King of Pentacles. Maybe a lot of you have been more into using oracle cards at this time. Maybe some of you need to have a break from tarot cards, especially if you're reading for yourself a lot. Maybe just focus on oracle cards instead. This is an interesting dynamic. So that we have a couple here, King and Queen of Pentacles, and then we have a Queen of Cups. Some of you may be dealing with someone who's already in a connection with somebody else. Maybe it's like works for them in the 3D. Maybe it's a very practical connection. Maybe there's shared financial stuff, shared business stuff, but there's maybe more of an empathic energy in this, probably you. More of a loving energy. For others of you, it's a need to balance the practical and the emotional, your empathic side with your grounded side, not running away with just the energies of things, but really grounding yourself. As I said, grounding is very important so that you're not just in this kind of ephemeral energy. But I do think for a lot of you, this is a love thing with the Knight of Cups. Three of Wands. Is there a potential for this to expand? Again, distance could be a factor. With the Three of Cups with these energies as well, yeah. A lot of you, there could be some kind of third element here. Temperance card I already got when I was doing the scrying. And maybe that's why I wanted to do scrying, because it's a watery healing energy. There's a need to be playful with these energies. There's a need for balance and healing here. High Priestess, there is more going on than meets the eye. There could be secrets hidden from you, but I do feel like there's divine timing involved here, especially if there is conflict because there are too many people involved. Something about this needs to be healed and brought into the light. And someone needs to see from a different perspective on this. Probably everyone involved, really, because it will be a lesson for everyone involved. There's that out in the cold energy. I don't know, did I say it or did I just feel it? There's some kind of lack feeling, abandonment. I do think there's going to be changes here. There could be a lot of karmic stuff going on, of course. I think the more you guys can step into a single independent energy of knowing your value, knowing your worth, cultivating your own success, investing in yourself in all areas, becoming self-sufficient, becoming self-satisfied, reaping the harvest. I'm very drawn to this little snail. I feel like the grounding and insects are kind of important. There will be success and victory in this, but you need to kind of alchemize the energy of sadness and isolation and being left out in the cold into self-sufficient power woman or man. You are going to get clarity on this. There is going to be something communicated. You may speak your truth. They may speak their truth. It may just be in terms of like psychically you get a download. It will happen quickly and it may cause a tower moment where everything that doesn't serve you will fall away in this connection or in this situation. For some of you, it's about being self-employed as well. You may be worrying about finances and it's about just kind of having faith and belief in yourself. Five of Wands in reverse, there is conflict being released here, especially in group dynamics, especially if it's been dealing with another, like there's been another woman or another person in this. Yeah, when I say that and then we get two queens, it's not gender specific, but I think for some of you it is that, and someone maybe not knowing what option to take. For some of you, you may have been juggling people. Nine of Pentacles is coming out again as a very strong message of maybe just needing to detach and totally focus on your own value and worth. And that's how you then draw down the energies. That's like that Imagine card. Well, this is the Star card in Tarot. It's similar. Manifestation. Drawing down the energies. As above, so below. As above, so below. And this is a bit like calling back your power as well. Like that meditation I said. Maybe I should make that meditation on my Etsy. But basically you can just do it by imagining, as I said, pulling in these energies. But often in my manifestation meditations, I'll do the opposite where I have someone imagine themselves radiating it out because that draws it back towards you as well. Some of you may have been dabbling in witchcraft in a way that wasn't helpful because I said as above, so below, which is there's nothing wrong with spell work. You just need to be sure you're protecting yourself and you're not sending anything negative out or trying to control. And if you are, you need to realize that there will be consequences. That's why I don't do spell work like that for my clients. King and Queen of Wands. At the end of this, there is some kind of power couple or masculine, feminine energy balance. But there's a lot of projected fears. You know, mirror, who or what is triggering you came out. And then we have this card, which is, again, internal limiting beliefs projected outwards. It all starts from within. Sorry, I'm so channeling that I'm not even sure what I'm saying, and I hope that everyone will get something from part of this. For a lot of you, there's something to do with communication that's really important. You need to work out whether you're communicating in a way that's healthy, and you need to also only accept healthy communication from others, especially if someone is going to come back towards you who may have been really shady, emotionally unavailable, lying even. There's deception. It could be self-sabotage, self-deception. They could be deceptive towards you. There's definitely a lot of toxic energy potential here. Karma, karmic connection, lying, cheating, someone manipulating. Be careful. Remember, what you accept is what you're telling the universe you'll accept, and so it will give you that. So just be cautious, and for a lot of you, there is a need to cut cords. But you may well get some communication. Yeah, but this person may still not be able to make a decision, and there may still be some illusions around this. 3 of Cups is on the back. There's still this energy of maybe too many people and not a choice being made. I don't want to make it all about love, but that is such a clear thing that I have to say it, right? I love the Spirit and the lovers. Yeah, I mean, that is a theme for a lot of you. But all of you need to take this step in a new beginning, prioritizing yourself without the baggage of the past. And know that you can empower yourself. Know that you're first best, know that you're worthy, know that you're desirable, know that you can manifest what you want, and again, leave these heavy burdens from the past behind. You can't go on your journey carefree like the fool with only a tiny knapsack if you're trying to carry all of these heavy wands. But there is going to be a release of these energies. There's an end of a cycle and a beginning of a new cycle. So for a lot of you, maybe for this Lionsgate 8th of the 8th energy, there is some kind of release that happens, some kind of surrender that happens, and I think it's necessary. Let's just get a couple of more cards here. Oh, this reading is good. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Scorpio could be significant. Again, a creature, a kind of creature close to the earth. Some of you may be releasing a Scorpio, some of you may be Scorpio. Either way, Scorpio is deep shadow work. It's time to release it, and it's time to take action. Release is not just like passive. Sometimes you actually need to take action, cutting things out, cord cutting, ancestral work, akashic work, cleansing negative energies from your space, protecting your space, strong energetic boundaries, being responsible for the work you're doing if you're working with these energies to protect yourself and others. But there will be some kind of fiery climax to this. Aries energy is represented here, which is like emperor energy, divine masculine energy, can be argumentative. That's my alarm clock. Okay. All I need to say, though, as a last thing, is that this is not set in stone. So you do have the power to shift these energies, should you wish. Let's get, I can't help it. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Be true to yourself. You're only kind of cheating yourself by doing that, and you'll only regret the things you kind of don't fully embrace. Trust your path. If you knew you'd be supported, what would you do? And that was this kind of path through the landscape I was getting in the wax, and I would say like the easiest way is the path. So you need to trust that if there are these roadblocks, it's because it's not meant for you. Okay, that's a perfect place to end the reading. Much love, light and positivity. Please get a personal reading if you need one, because I don't have time to be doing a lot of these long readings, and I do feel it when people need them. So if you know you need one, get one, you know. It's much better than watching a lot of general readings anyway. Much love, light and positivity, guys. Take care. All the best. Closing down the energies, restoring the auric fields, severing any temporary energetic cords, wrapping me in a bubble of my own love, light and protection, and wishing you guys all the best. Take care.